Hello and welcome to CAT Scan, the show where ArizonaSports.com is forcing me to relive yet another crushing loss. My name is Adam Green, and yes, this was a lot more fun when Arizona was 3-0 and ranked, but the show must go on. So what happened? Well, the Wildcats went to Palo Alto to play number 18 Stanford, and really they should have won the game. They were up 14 with 9 minutes left, and at that point we all had every reason to believe Rich Rodriguez's crew would pull off the upset. Kadeem Carey was rolling, Matt Scott looked sharp, and Stanford showed no ability to slow down the Wildcats' offense. And then the defense happened. Now, there is no need to go over the play-by-play, but suffice to say we've seen this movie before. Josh Nunez and the Cardinal pretty much moved the ball at will. Arizona's offense could not come up with one more big drive, and yeah, you know the drill. The only thing different about this one, though, is people are actually questioning Rich Rodriguez. He made a decision to sit on the ball after Stanford tied it late in the fourth quarter, instead of trying to get into range for a last-second field goal. And you know what? I'm perfectly fine with the call. Had the Wildcats started the drive with better field position, I would have felt differently. And you know what? I think Rich Rodriguez would have too. But the chances of Arizona driving for a game-winning field goal are about as good as them turning the ball over and losing in regulation. And then people would call Rich Rod a dummy, at least in my opinion. So that turnover did actually happen in overtime, and the Wildcats lost the game. And now they head into their bye week with a great offense, a struggling defense, and a need to get healthy. So my prediction is Arizona 52, bye week 37. Okay, I kid. But Arizona does head into their midseason break with a 3-3 record, 0-3 in the Pac-12, and a total loss of the momentum gained from their surprising 3-0 start. But as we look at the program and where it's at right now, it's pretty obvious why Mike Stoops got fired. This defense is terrible, which is why, unfortunately, the key word for this season may not be patience, but instead perspective, as in Arizona fans need to make sure they keep it. We knew going into this season Arizona's defense could not be counted on to stop anybody. A lack of talent combined with a lack of depth has made this a group that is lucky to keep anyone out of the end zone, and until that improves, the Wildcats will need to be perfect on offense to beat the good teams. But the offense, which is Rich Rodriguez's bread and butter, is performing at an even higher level than anyone could have anticipated. And if not for that side of the football, we'd be seeing scores more reminiscent of last season, when 7 of Arizona's 8 losses were by double digits, rather than close games against some of the best the Pac-12 has to offer. And that, to me, is a sign of a coach who is getting the most out of what he has. And we have to remember, Rich Rod doesn't have much. But keep in mind, few expected Arizona to be better than 3-3 at this point in the season, and most probably figured they'd be worse. Besides, give Arizona a different, lighter schedule like, say, Arizona State's, and then ask what their record would look like. So while close losses certainly sting, especially when it seems like Arizona should actually win the game, remember it's a step forward just to even be in games against good teams. Now I know moral victories don't count in the standings, but they do show progress. And at the end of the day, that is what this season is all about. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of CAT Scan. For more on the Arizona Wildcats, you can check out the podcast I co-host with Jarrett Carlin called Bearing Down. And for more of my thoughts, you can follow me on Twitter @TheAdamGreen. Thanks for watching, and we'll do this again next week, right here on ArizonaSports.com.